Hi guys, Princess Acid here. Today I wanted to do a type of a story time type of video. And the subject for my story time would be about my first fight. That is a very kind of funny and interesting story, I think. Because I was in 8th grade and I fought a sophomore, which I don't recommend doing, but I'm very stubborn and my pride is very high. And I was a lot bigger than the sophomore at the time, and I wouldn't recommend fighting somebody who's older than you, but I'm pretty sure at least most of you have gone through that moment in your life. But so the whole story was I found out from my youngest brother that this girl was talking negatively about me. And when I confronted her, she kind of changed her story. She said she wasn't, and then I heard her as soon as I turned around and walked away. She called my brother a negative name, and she called me some mean names too. And she instigated a fight, and I had a problem at the time where I liked to act all like high and mighty and like I was the best. But that didn't really necessarily go so well. So me and her were talking about possibly fighting. I wanted to fight on the bus, which I know that wasn't a very wise decision, and she wanted to fight at my bus stop. So the day we planned to fight, she didn't show up. And I had my hair ready and everything, and then the next day I went on the bus, she wanted to fight. And she told me she did not want to fight on the bus because she didn't want to get suspended for quote unquote kicking my ass. So I told her, okay, where do you want to do this at? And then she said, at your bus stop. And so we got off the bus stop. We waited for the bus to leave, and I was honestly, I felt like my heart dropped, and I was very nervous, and I was worried because I was never in a fight before. But thankfully, I kind of knew what to do because of my older brother. He helped me, not beforehand, but he's always been an older brother. And he's always taught me like the basics and everything like that, and we would wrestle and fight and everything like that. Well, I grew up being told to never throw the first punch. But my brother, he told me different. He told me, quote unquote, it's survival of the fittest. Doesn't matter who it's against, it's survival of the fittest. And at the time, I let my anger and my adrenaline was starting to kick in, and I let it get to me a little bit, and then I got off the bus, I put my backpack down. We were arguing back and forth for maybe like 3 minutes, and a bunch of other kids got off on the bus too, recording and wanting to see the fight. And then I was kind of trying to avoid it at first because I didn't know if I was going to win or not, but then she kept antagonizing me. And she kept saying how I was cute because I'm a little girl and I don't know anything. And I said, how would it be? It'd be funny if an 8th grader kicked a sophomore's ass. And then, and then her boyfriend, he was antagonizing the fight, saying that I was gonna wimp out and that I wasn't gonna do anything and that she was gonna come and I was just all talk and everything like that. And so I went up to him and I didn't really do a wise decision. I shoved him. He was a lot taller than me, but I shoved him and he kind of went back a few feet. And then I remember she kept saying like, oh, you're so scared, huh? And then I walked back and then I punched her in the face and that kind of like dazed her a little bit. Then I threw her to the ground. And then I remember she tried to like swing and hit me, but sometimes she would miss and her punches didn't really affect me that much until So we were kind of like resting on the ground, and I kind of got her in type of like a headlock and everything like that. And then somehow I managed to flip her around, and then she was on the ground, and her shirt had actually lifted up, and I didn't notice that at the time. Her shirt lifted up, and everybody could see her whole torso exposed and everything. And I kept hitting her when I was on top of her, and she kept pulling my hair. But I have really thick hair, and I really didn't feel it at the time. And I don't honestly remember this until I saw the video, but I don't remember choking her. But she was hitting me and everything like that, and I hit her a couple times in the face, and somehow I actually managed to rip out her piercing under her eye. Then I remember her boyfriend came along, and he tried to pull me off of her, but he couldn't at the time. The first time he attempted, he couldn't pull me off of her, and he was holding her. And then as he was holding both of my hands, she managed to hit me, and she busted my upper lip. And that, I remember that infuriated me, so I started hitting her more, and I choked her. And then after he managed to pull me off again, she was laying on the floor, and I kicked her in the stomach, and then she got back up. But I thought it'd be over, I'm not going to curb stomp her head in just for talking negatively about me. So I was planning on walking away. I was going to grab my backpack, I think she's had enough. And I try to walk away, but then she tries and comes and attacks me. She comes back, and she wants, apparently, to fight some more. And then she hit me in the face, and then she hit me in the face, and then I hit her a couple times in the chest and in the stomach, and then somebody pulled up. A nice mom, she pulled up, and she tried to stop the fight, and she said that she was going to call the cops, and they were going to separate it. And then I didn't know it was bleeding at the time, and because she looked at her, and then she looked at me, and she looked both worried about both of us, and then she walked away. And then the girl who I was fighting walked away, and then the girl who I was fighting, she said, "I'll see you tomorrow, bitch." And then I said, okay, whatever. And then I walked away, and I remember the mom panicking, and she said, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?" And she's like, I said, "Yeah, I'm fine. I don't feel anything." And then I was walking home, and I started tasting blood. And I was like, why did I taste blood? And I put my finger up to my lip, and I saw that I had a busted lip. But that's really all she did, was she busted my lip, and she gave me a goose egg above my left eye. And I remember that I was really worried about the whole fight and everything. And I remember when I got home, my mom was panicking because I told my mom, because I'm very open with my mom, I told her that I was going to get in a fight with this girl. She didn't really believe me at the time until I came home with the busted lip, and I told her what happened. And the cops were called, but they didn't know where I lived, and they didn't know where she lived because we left in time. And then, but this was right before spring break, and I missed the bus the next morning, and I didn't go to school. And everybody thought I was a wimp, and that I was scared to show my face and everything like that, until they actually saw the video. And I got text messages saying that I got hands and that I hurt her really bad. And Abel, come on. And I did hurt her really bad, and honestly, I didn't really think I hurt her as bad until I saw the video and I saw what I was doing. But lesson you kind of learned, you guys shouldn't really necessarily result in violence unless it's really necessarily self-defense, because somebody can actually get really hurt, and I would believe if you could talk it out or walk away, that would be better, and it'd be better resolved. But this actually happened. This was this year, and it was, I don't know, it was still kind of funny, but still to this day, we've kind of made peace about that. I remember when I came back to school after spring break, she went up to me on the bus, and I thought, oh great, she's gonna start something with me again. And then she comes up and she shakes my hand, and she goes, "Nice job with the fight." She goes, And I remember her friend next to her asked her, like, what are you doing? She's like, well, I was raised to, even if you guys win, no matter who won or lost the fight, to always shake hands and make peace with that as a sign of respect. And I really admired that. I really admired that she had the courage to come up to me and do that. And it was very intriguing. But so yeah, that was the story of my first fight. And like I said, try not to result in violence. But anyway, I hope this kind of gave you guys a kind of inside of my life right there. And if you guys can comment down below saying what age you were when you got in your first fight and how it ended. And if you guys could like this video, that would mean a lot to me. And if you guys can subscribe to me, I promise I'll be making more videos coming up. And also, if I can get up to 100 subscribers, I will make a video that I promised on my brother's live that I would be doing the habanero challenge if I were to get up to 100 subscribers. So you guys, please go subscribe to me, and thank you very much for watching. And hopefully I'm gonna upload a video tomorrow, kind of like a get ready with me type of video. But anyways, thank you guys for everything. Good night. Bye.